Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm still here. You may ask, where have you been? It's been a hot minute. Yeah, it has. I hope you missed me, because I missed you. So I hope you're fine. I hope you're good. I hope you are doing excellently well. It's so good to have you guys back. So today, quickly, I'm going to be talking about 5 normal causes of vaginal bleeding. So generally, you should not be bleeding from your vagina because it could be a sign of something wrong, or it is usually a sign of something wrong. But on some occasions, there are normal, natural reasons why you can bleed or why you can see blood come out of your vagina. So I'm going to be talking about 5 of those reasons that you don't need to panic or you don't need to worry about in case, it happens to you. So stick with me and let us begin. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is our menstruation. Yes, our monthly period or our monthly menstruation. And this happens when there's a shedding of the uterine lining, when fertilization does not take place during your ovulation period. It's normal, lasts about 3 to 7 days, depending on the individual. Usually happens every 21 to 35 days, depending on the individual. Now, if you experience any heavy bleeding, excessive pain, fainting, weakness, you may want to see your physician because it may be a sign of a condition or another health condition that you may be experiencing. The second thing I'm going to talk about is implantation bleed. Implantation bleed can also be called pregnancy bleed or pregnancy spotting, and this usually happens about the 14th day after 6th to 14th day after fertilization has taken place. This is when the fertilized egg goes and implants itself into the uterus. So just like the name, that implantation or that impact sometimes causes a little spotting, a little bleeding. This usually doesn't last for up to 3 days. It's usually very light, and even if you experience any pain, it's usually such very mild or sometimes even unnoticeable. But if you are pregnant and you're experiencing any bleeding or spotting, please make sure you contact your doctor. Another reason why you may be experiencing bleeding from your vagina is something called lokia. So what this is, lokia or lokia, however you decide to pronounce it. So what this is basically that bleeding that happens after you give birth. So this is usually happens postpartum. It usually lasts about 3 days. Some people may last longer. This is basically your body getting rid of excess blood, clots and all that happened during your pregnancy. It's usually nothing to worry about. It usually goes on its own. It's usually even it's not stopped in the hospital because it's necessary for your body to get rid of that waste and excess blood clot and tissue and all that has piled up inside during the course of your 9 months or 10 months of pregnancy. Fourth reason why you may be bleeding per vagina is something called menopause. A lot of us know what menopause is. It basically happens a later stage in life after you have usually around like 50, 45, for some people can happen earlier as 45, but usually around from 50 up where you start experiencing mild spotting. And this is because your body is done with the reproductive age, and basically spotting happens. You can experience spotting, you can experience unusual bleeding. But in case you're experiencing any pain, any heavy spotting, or you're concerned about what it may be, you can also speak to your physician. If you're experiencing vaginal dryness and painful intercourse, all these are signs of menopause. But to be safe, you can always talk to your physician just to make sure that everything is fine and okay with you. It's always better to be safe than to be sorry. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is emergency contraceptives. So when you take emergency contraceptives, or what we call the plan B, it causes a drastic change in your hormonal levels, and this can cause spotting, or it can cause you to start your period before the regular time. Now, emergency contraceptives are not something that you should use every time. If it happens, like it says, emergency, then you can use them, but it shouldn't be your consistent form of contraception. There are a lot of risk and side effects to using Plan B as your form of contraceptives. If you need a form of contraceptive, please talk to your doctor, or something more permanent, or something that lasts longer, or something that can be helpful so that you don't have to keep using the emergency contraceptives. Please talk to your physician and discuss a plan that is good for you. But if you're somebody who uses emergency contraceptives all the time, please stop it, all right, and find a better solution or a better form of contraception good for you. All right, guys, so this is the end of the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming back. I hope to see you again next time. In the meantime, stay blessed. Have a wonderful month of April. All right, guys, contact me via DM, Instagram DM, or email if you want a counseling session with me, or if you have any questions or any topics you would like me to talk about. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video.